Hey YouTube, welcome back to Project Finance, and in today's video we're going to talk about how to budget your life using just a Gmail. You don't need to have Excel or anything like that. All you need is a Gmail, and with Gmail you can use Google Sheets, which I have here. And if you guys have a desktop, you guys also use it on your phone, because there is the Google Sheets app on Android phones and Apple phones. So there should be no excuse on not being able to access this file. And I'll have this file in the link down below, and all you gotta do is just make a copy of it and it'll go to your Google Drive and you can open it from there and edit it yourself. And I'll go over each line item here just in case you guys don't know what to input. I'll give you guys little suggestions here and there. And the way I set up the spreadsheet was with having a goal of buying a house. And at the very end, you'll see housing details and how many years of saving it'll take you to buy your dream house. So with that being said, let's get into it. So if you guys can see in the Excel sheet, everything in yellow, you should be changing. Everything that's non-yellow, you just leave it there. It has a formula in there already. And then over here on the right, I kind of have the breakdown of each of these things on the left, like your commute, your food, extracurriculars. It makes it a little easier for you to see where all your money is going and what category. The way I like calculating a budget, I usually do by month because it's easier to see a month overview than a year overview. And I just multiply it by 12. And so I have per month and per year here. So the first item you're seeing was housing. So it will be rent, utilities, and property tax. If you guys don't own your house, the property tax would be 0. But if you do, you should know how much you pay per year and just divide it by 12. So that'll be your monthly. Typically, it's like 1.5% of your house. So if your house costs $600,000, your property tax is 1.5% of that. So let me get a calculator. If your house $600,000, 0.015. So about $9,000 of property tax. The way I like doing this is that I like to set up my monthly amount. So at the end, I don't have to spend this $9,000 fee. So $9,000 divided by 12 is $750. So I'll pay $750 a month. But I do share my house with my co-owner, so it's divided by 2 for me. So it's $375. My utility is $80 a month, and my rent is about $600. So if you see over here, it's $1,055. So moving on to the next category is your commute. So I have car insurance, and gas. For car, this is car payments. I don't have car payment because my car is paid off already. It was a hand-me-down, so it's 0 for me. My insurance is $142. It raised up a couple months ago. So $142. And for gas, the way I like to do it is that I just calculate how many times I fill up my tank a month. So I fill up my tank twice a month, and a full tank for me is about $40. So 40 times 2 is 80. It really depends on how much you drive. If you guys fill up your tank like 10 times a month and your tank costs $40, so it'd be $400 a month. And if you're driving that much already, I would reconsider trying to move closer to where you work. So for instance, if your gas is $400 here, you can take $300 off and put it into your rent. So your rent is $900 and then your gas would be $100. So it'll be relatively the same, but you get the peace of mind of not having to commute as far and you save money on maintenance costs. So that's something to reconsider. But obviously there's many factors like being closer to home or being closer to your family or being somewhere you like to live. Like if you work somewhere in the middle of nowhere, you don't want to move out there and be in the middle of nowhere. But then again, those things are luxuries. Like, oh, I don't want to move somewhere that's boring. That's a luxury. If you're trying to save money, those luxuries are gone. The main thing I don't think is a luxury is like being closer to family. Sometimes parents need you close by to help them out. So that's not a luxury. So maybe you have to be close to home. But yeah, let's move on to the next category. Food. So I have it split up by lunch, dinner, and dessert. I don't eat breakfast, so I don't put it in here. But you can definitely just add a line for breakfast if you wanted to. So for me, the way I calculated this is that there's 30 days in a month. And I just put $10 per meal times 30, so $300. And then same thing for dinner, $300. A lot of people don't spend that much money. They probably spend like $5 to $8 a meal. But I just raised it up a little bit because sometimes I do splurge for lunch and dinner. Sometimes I eat like a really light lunch, but a really big dinner. So like it's like a $15 dinner and a $5 lunch. That comes up to be $20 a day, which still splits up. So to me, I think this is pretty fair. And for this spreadsheet, in particular, it's meant to buy a house. So it's meant to calculate how many years it takes you to buy a house. So you like kind of want to overestimate because maybe you plan to move out in 10 years, but then your budgeting was like too tight and then it pushed it up by 2 years. So that's 12 years. So it kind of messes up your algorithm. But if you guys want, you can make it a little tighter so you can kind of set a rule for yourself. So it depends on what you're trying to do. For me, this is for me buying a house. So I overestimated it a little bit. And then for dessert, I put $5 dessert because the boba is usually $5. And the way I calculated this was that there's 10 weekends for me in a month. So I put 10 times 5, so it's 50. So some people, you guys don't eat dessert every day, so you make that 0. So that's $50 you can save a month. So that's it for food. We'll move on to extracurriculars. So for extracurriculars, I put gym, subscriptions, clothes, and contingency. Gym is obviously your gym membership. It's like your LA Fitness or your 24-hour. For me, it's 0. I don't go to the gym. So as you can see, I don't work out. But some people take it pretty seriously and it's like a health thing. So that's why I separated from subscriptions. And subscriptions is memberships to fun items. So like it would be your Netflix account or your Hulu or your Amazon Prime or stuff like that that you can live without. Like, you don't have to have Netflix, and you don't have to have Hulu or Amazon Prime. For some people, they have to have the gym. That's why I separated it. So hopefully that makes sense. And then I put clothes. That's just general buying, like shoes or shirts and pants. For work or for leisure, I just put easy $100 there. I don't usually spend even $100 a month. And this kind of carries over. Sometimes, some months you spend like $300, some months you spend zero. That's for, at least for a guy. I don't know for girls, you guys spend more money. But this can be clothes and makeup and stuff like that for girls if you guys want to put in that category. For me, it's really low. I don't really buy clothes. Like, last time I bought clothes was for work, and I bought like $200 worth of pants, and I haven't changed my pants since like 4 years ago. So for me, $100 is kind of overestimating. But for this spreadsheet, like I said earlier, you should want to overestimate. And then contingency. So contingency is this is kind of money that you don't know you're gonna use, or like you want to use it for a vacation, or like taking your friends out for dinner, or you want to go popping bottles with the boys, or you want to go to like a Laker game or whatnot. So this is what I put contingencies for. Some people, they live really boring lives and they don't really do anything besides like work and come home. So this could be zero for you. But some people are like live extravagantly. They like go party every weekend and popping bottles, and this can be really high. But the contingency can also be for like backup money, like in case you need to buy something that broke, like I need to buy a new TV or a new monitor because my monitor broke. It can be kind of like for anything. Typically, if you're not like living in such an extravagant life, I think 10 to 20% of your daily living is kind of enough. So for example, if I make this zero, so if you look over here, the total without the house is $1,022. So 10% of that's about $100, 20% is $200. So I just say about 10 to 20% is kind of safe. And you kind of want to calculate it without the house, because contingency things are usually things that aren't to do with the house. It's usually like, oh, you got to eat with your friends every weekend. Then you spend more than $10 to $20 than what you budgeted. So that's where the contingency comes in. So for me, I used to travel once every other month. So that's why I have a $500 contingency there. So it's a little higher than a typical person would be. So it's it for expenses. We can go into the incomes. So income, salary, depends on if you're paid monthly or bi-weekly. If it's monthly, then you just put your monthly amount in here. But if you're paid bi-weekly, all you gotta do is just multiply your bi-weekly amount by 26 and divide by 12, and you get the monthly amount. And then for the salary, I put $5,000 because this is kind of a starting off wage that you get when you graduate college. This is in the mindset of someone just graduating college and trying to save money for a house right away. For a 401k contribution, you should max that out to how much your employer's matching. This is all dependent on what you're trying to do with your money. I'll probably make another video on what you should do with excess money and like the steps of where your money should go before you start investing your money. So salary after 401k is salary minus 401k, so you get 4,600. And then take home, so this is the after tax. You can punch in the number that you actually get on your check on right here if you want to. I just do 35% of your tax because my taxes don't stay the same. If for some reason it changes because I have other fees on my paycheck. So I just calculate a whole 35% amount. But you can just change this formula to whatever percentage it is. So 35% is kind of like average person. You can change it to 30%, which would be 70, or you can change it to 40%, which is 60. And for the last line, it's your side hustle. It could be your YouTube channel or what you sell on the side. Like you guys sell on Instagram, or your modeling, or your influencing money. Pretty much anything that's not your direct income, you can put in here. I don't put in like referral bonuses and stuff like that, like when I sign up for a new bank account, because it's not consistent enough. Those don't come every month. So I typically want to put something in here that's more consistent. Like if you sell stuff on the side, like on eBay or Amazon, and just kind of average it out, kind of be humble about it. Don't make this too high. So then we come down to here, and because your total income, it comes out to be $3,490. For the next category, it's your total outgoing. So this is a little different from just expenses, because you have your Roth IRA and your debt. So that becomes your total outcome. So Roth IRA, you should always want to max it out. I would probably max it out before even saving any money, because this money you can pull out anytime and it's invested and it's tax-free. So the max amount for a single income is $6,500. So that's what I put. So it comes out to be $6,500 by 12 is $541.67. So for debt, it will be like your student loans or your credit card payments that you haven't been incurring since forever, but not your car payment, because car payment goes under your car expenses here. The reason I split that up, because your car payment is kind of set versus your student loan. You can kind of try to pay it off as all at once. Your student loans and your credit card payments, your interest rates are super absurd. It's super high. So you want to make this zero as quickly as possible. So then you get a total outgoing. For me, it'll be $3,118.67. So my extra income would be $371 a month that I have. So This is very little, obviously. I don't make $5,000 a month. I make a little bit more, but I just put that because it's a regular college wage. But if this is meant for a person that just graduated college, your contingency should probably be like around $200 because we're not having fun anytime soon. We're trying to save money for a house, and then you're probably eating like cup noodles every day. So I'd probably change this to like $5 for lunch, and I'll probably just leave the dinners a little bit more. We just graduated college, you know, we want to splurge a little bit, you know. And then if you're a college student, your property tax is probably zero, but your rent's probably a little higher. It's probably around $800. Utilities, I'll leave that the same. So I think these should be all about the same. If you're graduating from college, first job ever, yeah, looks pretty good. And yeah, you get a total of $996. So with this extra income here, we can use it to find how many years it takes us to buy the house. The way I broke it up is that you can have it using your 401k and your IRA, or just with your IRA and no 401k, or no 401k at all and no IRA. So I'll just give you guys a brief explanation on like how this works for taking money out of your IRA and 401k. So for a 401k, you can only take up half of what's in there, and you have to pay it back. And the interest that you pay it back goes back to the account anyways. Some people don't want to touch a retirement account to buy anything, which is understandable. So that's why I have the next category is just using your IRA and not your 401k at all. So your IRA, you can take all your money out that you put in there, but you cannot take out the money that you've made on the account already. So if you put in $1,000 and you made $100 off of interest or stocks or whatever, you can't take the $100 off. If you do, you get fined. But you can take the $1,000 off, no problem, no questions asked. Some people do not want to do this because it affects their retirement account. And when you take out that money, you cannot put that money back in. Once they take it out, that's it. There's no IOU for that. Some people do not want to take out the IRA, but as a person that's trying to buy a house as quick as possible, I left that number in here just in case. And then obviously the last one is no 401k, no IRA. That's just your monthly extra income that you acquired. So you don't touch any of this. This is set. Formula is already made. And so the only thing touching here is the cost of your house and your down payment. Cost of house around here where I live is around 600,000. So I just put 600,000 as an example. And down payment, you usually do not want to put anything lower than 20%. Anything below 20%, you end up having to pay a PMI, which is property mortgage insurance. And that's just money you're just throwing away. But if your PMI and your mortgage and your property tax is lower than what you're paying rent right now, it might be worth it to pay under 20%. But that is another topic for another day. So then we get a down payment of 120, and then amount saved, how much money you have saved already. This is just in general. If you have money in your bank account, you should put the number here. And then with all that information, it gives you the amount of years it'll take you to buy the house using each of these three criterias. As you can see, if you were to use your 401k and IRA, it'll cut your amount of years in half. Not using it at all, it'll take you 10 years to buy a $600,000 house at 20%. And that's assuming in the 10 years that you do not get a raise and you do not change your lifestyle in any way. Most likely you'll get a raise in 10 years. Like if you don't get a raise, you should probably leave that firm and go get a raise for yourself. But that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. The link will be below for this spreadsheet. All you gotta do is go in the link, go to the top left corner, file, and then make a copy. It'll go to your drive and you just edit it from there. Very simple. If you have any questions, let me know down below in the comment section. If you have any questions about like how I got these numbers, I'll try to explain it as thoroughly as possible. And lastly, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you like this content. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.